If you're a CIO, a CISO, or any IT leader tasked with defending your organization's data, you're going to want to pay very close attention today. We're looking at a massive paradigm shift in enterprise security. For decades, we've poured our resources into securing the enterprise perimeter. We built the higher walls, the deeper moats, smarter alarms, all to keep external attackers out. But while we've been looking outward, a fundamentally new kind of entity has moved right in. And we're not talking about malicious hackers or phishing emails today. We are talking about autonomous AI. Now, just to be super clear, we aren't talking about basic generative chat interfaces where a human types a prompt and waits for an answer. We're talking about agentic AI. These are systems that are given a broad goal, and then they literally chain together actions, write their own queries, and execute tasks across your environment without constant human oversight. And as we're about to see, the tools your enterprise is eagerly adopting to boost productivity, they might just be the ultimate Trojan horse. Okay, let's dive right into this. I want to start with a number that should be a massive wake-up call for every executive watching. 29%. I want you to think of this not just as some abstract statistic, but as a potential invisible active breach that is likely already occurring within your own organization right now as we speak. That 29%? That represents your employees who are already using unsanctioned AI agents. Just let the gravity of that settle in. Nearly a third of your workforce is taking the initiative to use AI to get their jobs done faster. But here is the immediate stake for you as a security leader. They aren't just asking chatbots questions. They're using agentic AI to string together automated workflows. They're taking unsanctioned, unvetted AI tools and bridging them directly into your secure databases, your file systems, and your web services. They are voluntarily handing over access to autonomous systems that you haven't authorized, that you cannot monitor, and that you do not control.
Section 1. Anatomy of Agent Sprawl.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core issue. To truly grasp the magnitude of this problem, we need to take a highly analytical look at exactly how these invisible AI systems are operating inside the corporate network. We call this phenomenon agent sprawl, and it completely bypasses your traditional security infrastructure. To understand the architecture of this sprawl, let's trace the flow. Starting on the far left, these are your sources of shadow AI. And it's not just one platform. It's SaaS platforms with embedded AI, custom developer-created scripts, workflow automation tools, and external APIs. From there, we move into the middle, the autonomous agents themselves. Notice that multiple agents are operating independently with varying levels of autonomy. They aren't static, they are actively working. Through the interaction layer, they retrieve data, process and analyze it, generate outputs, and trigger subsequent actions. Consider a highly realistic hypothetical here. A sales rep uses a workflow tool to automatically pull client data from your highly secure CRM, analyze it via an external LLM to draft an email, and then send it, moving sensitive, regulated data completely outside your perimeter in seconds. And where are these agents operating? Directly inside your sensitive enterprise systems on the right. Your databases, applications, file systems, and APIs. Which brings us to the bottom, the visibility and governance gap. These agents interact across systems and move data in ways that are nearly impossible for your security teams to currently govern.
Let's isolate the critical risks introduced by this architecture, explicitly highlighting what happens when agent sprawl takes hold. First up, you get unmanaged access paths. AI agents are essentially creating side doors between disparate systems that your network topology never even accounted for. Second, inconsistent policy enforcement. This is a massive blind spot. Your traditional data loss prevention rules, your DLP stack, are almost certainly designed around human interaction patterns. They look for a user downloading an unusually large file, for example, but they often cannot parse or catch a script running a rapid sequence of authorized external API calls. Third, data exposure across systems. An agent might have permission to read a highly classified internal document to summarize it, but then it takes that summary and just dumps it into a less secure, unmanaged SaaS application. And finally, limited visibility and auditability. If an AI hallucinates or maliciously corrupts data, your audit logs might just show an authorized system acting totally normally. You are completely flying blind.
Section 2. Shifting the threat model.
This brings us to a critical juncture. The architecture we just dissected proves that the old ways of thinking about security simply no longer apply. It's time to fundamentally rethink our established security worldviews. If you're leading an IT or security team, you've built your career on traditional controls. The goal was simple, even if the execution was complex: prevent unauthorized access. You authenticate the user, you restrict their permissions, and you monitor the perimeter.
But autonomous environments demand a totally different philosophy. The AI already has access. It was invited in by your own employees. Therefore, your new necessity isn't preventing access, it is governing authorized behavior. It means shifting your entire strategy from static access control lists to dynamic, context-aware usage guardrails. You must constrain and control how the system uses the access it already rightfully possesses.
Let's move to this next visual and see how this builds. Look at the traditional flow on the left. Risk originates outside. You have an external attacker hitting perimeter controls, trying to compromise a human user. The key assumption here at the bottom is that risk can be contained at the perimeter. Now contrast that with the orange flow on the right, the autonomous threat model. The risk originates from within the organization. You have an autonomous system acting with trusted access, interacting directly with enterprise systems. Defending against an external attacker means locking the front door. Managing an autonomous system means trying to police a trusted entity that already has a badge and is roaming the halls. The new key assumption fundamentally changes everything. Risk arises from authorized systems acting autonomously without sufficient context or constraint.
Section 3. The new insider threat.
Now, what's really interesting about this is, if the threat is already inside the building and it operates with a badge, what do we call it? Because these autonomous systems operate so differently, our entire vocabulary really needs to evolve. We have to start looking at our AI tools through the lens of a new kind of insider threat. As the research notes, autonomous systems do not behave like traditional attackers or users. They operate from within the trust boundary. The fundamental assumption of legacy security, that we can contain risk by defending the perimeter, is completely bypassed. These systems are born inside the trust boundary. They're deployed by your finance team, your marketing team, your developers. They are inherently trusted, which makes their potential for accidental or manipulated damage exponentially higher.
We really need to emphasize this point. In effect, AI systems begin to resemble insider threats because they operate with trusted access, delegated authority, and limited contextual awareness. AI is no longer just a tool, it's a delegated actor. You have given it authority to act on your behalf. But unlike a malicious human insider who acts with intent and awareness, this new agentic insider risk creates massive damage purely through hyper-efficient, totally oblivious execution. A human knows that you shouldn't email next quarter's financial projections to a public server. The AI has zero contextual awareness. It just executes commands perfectly. Trusted access plus delegated authority minus contextual awareness, that is the exact formula for a catastrophic insider threat incident.
Which leaves us with the most urgent operational question facing the C-suite today. Your employees have already brought the AI Trojan horse inside the walls. The agents are active, the sprawl is real, and the perimeter is irrelevant. Are you prepared to govern an insider threat that already has the keys to the castle? It's time to close this governance gap. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and good luck securing the new frontier.